The first action is you see your map and have your first impression. After this, press triangle, info views, and natural resources. You will have two choices. Or you build in the way that you want, where you want. Or you respect the map. The choice is yours. But if you don't respect the map and the natural resources, prepare yourself for the consequences. The more important here is you avoid and protect the yellow spot. That is a good area for the agriculture. You need to protect the capacity to your city produce raw materials. If you build residential, commercial, or even worse, industries that will cause pollution in the ground, you will need import some products to your city. It will cause a bad traffic flow at the entrance, and you will need to pay to these products. And plus, you lost your capacity to make your exportations, and you will lost money again. How you can see, Newton was right. Yes, I'm talking about Isaac Newton. Every action have your reaction. Think about it. It's not different here in cities skylines. So you can ask me, Igor, where are my freedom? Yes, you have. For example, the green spot about the forest, you can make just making trees wherever you want. Don't worry about it. But the yellow, that is for your agriculture. The gray, that is ore. And the brown, that is oil. Protect this. This is the first tip. Start your city in the white part. Let's go to the second tip. It's very common when you are starting a city, your citizens become sick. Usually it happens for pollution in the pipes or noise pollution. Let's learn what you needed to do about it. Info views. In water, you need to understand that you cannot put your industries so close the residential. Count 1, 2, 3 power lines and distance, and it will be enough. Now going down in the info views, besides natural resources, you will see noise pollution information. Same thing here. 3 power lines and distance is enough. Commercial, public places, unique buildings, industries, services, many things can cause noise pollution. A good tip when you cannot avoid so much is you use big trees around your residential. The trees and city skylines and the principal the big ones works as a sound blockers. The entrance to your city is something very personal. And remember, this is the entrance for your first area available. Know exactly for your city. See the difference. So my suggestion is you not create something very big in the beginning, because this first area can be just a suburb when your city grows. Know exactly a downtown or a financial center. So a good entrance can be very simple, like you see here. The only thing is you be careful for don't make an intersection so close the highways. Build the 2 first roads and giving a space you make a roundabout or just a return like you see here. My suggestion is you start making something simple, because if you make a big entrance, it will not be good for your financial. Remember, you are just starting, and if you make a lot, you can lose a good quantity of money and maintenance. It is hard when you are starting. You be positive in your financial. The secret is you control the quantity of money you will spend in roads maintenance, electricity, and water, sewage, and heating. Begin with 50% at the day and at the night. Other thing important is you build a style of a road simple, so the maintenance will be cheaper. So probably the first balloons like this will show up. Don't worry, what you need to do here is open your economy again, and you increase a little more the budget. Do the same about the water. Zoning well is one of the principal things to your city works and cities skylines. First, you need to understand that you cannot mix residential and industrial. If you respect the natural resources, as I say in the video 1, chapter 2, let's see now zone by zone. Industrial zone cause ground pollution and noise pollution. Separate a good area and a border, respecting a distance to the another zones. First service to make here, trash service. I suggest recycling centers from Green Cities DLC. Commercial zone needs customers and products. A good place to make is in the center, so the city can have a good logistic system. In this way, your citizens will not need so much to go and back, and the same to the trucks in your industrial area. It will reduce the time to cars and trucks and the roads, increasing the traffic flow. Make some commercials inside the residential zone. It will help decentralize your commercial zone. Is important to the traffic flow in the future too. However, it's important do one block and distance to the next residential to protect against noise pollution. The best place to education and healthcare system is in the center of the residential zone. Cities with good education and healthcare services probably will be good to attract new citizens. Nothing worse than your zone and no one wanna live in your city, right? So make a good job to increase your demand bars. Taxes versus zoning demands versus happiness. Let's analyze this relation. Taxes are inversely proportional to the others. Zoning demands and happiness are directly proportional. If you are not understanding these terms, don't worry, I will draw for you. When taxes are raised, zoning demands drop. and so does happiness. The consequence of this can be the destruction of demand. Even zoning new areas, no buildings will appear. This is a problem very common in cities' skylines that I observe in some broadcasts for who is starting even with unlimited money. It's sad when you zone, but no one come to live or to open a business. Within the information panel, it's easier to understand the proportion between happiness and zoning demands. Observe how similar the percentages are in the two graphs. It's not a coincidence. So, the secret is a balance. My suggestion is 11% to residential and commercial zones and 12% to industrial. This is the balloon when you have big taxes. With 850 in population, we unlocked the first policies. They are all part of the service policy group, and therefore they have something very in common in the budget. They all have the same cost with different benefits. Should we activate the first policies? Let's see before applying the policy. In this scenario, it looks like this. Electricity consumption 25 megawatts and production 26. And the budget 436. Now after apply the policy, the electricity consumption reduced to 22. So let's reduce the budget for produce 23 megawatts. That is the minimum, so we can compare. And the budget 416. But look what happened in the policies expenses 663. If you add with the another 416, you will see that we are expending more than 1,000 just in electricity. So you can ask me all for yourself, why this policy exists, or when I should make this. You have the first answer, is not right now. If you have a map and have a little mountain where you can put some turbines having the maximum in production, that is 8 megawatts. Don't worry and don't make any policy in the beginning. This is more for the future, and I will explain right now when will be a good time. A good time to make the first policies is when you have a big city like this. Everyone is welcome to Burlington. This is my first city, and I invite you to join us in the broadcasts. The cost for the first policies will not change, will be the same, 5 for building. So, if the city have just low density residential, commercial, will not produce taxes enough to pay these policies. But when you have big buildings with high density residential and commercial, more people and workers are paying more taxes for each building, and then you can pay all the cost for the first policies. So the secret for these first policies is maybe you reduce the quantity of buildings to produce electricity or less fire stations. Then you can make another things in your city and still make the citizens happy.